Hi, everyone. I'm Jeff Clark at the Metals Investor Forum in Toronto, Canada. We have a new publication called the Paydirt Prospector, and there are several companies here at the event that I have specifically recommended in that new newsletter. And one of them is Peter Akerley, the CEO and president of Erdene Resource Development. So, Peter, thanks for joining me.
Wonderful to be here, Jeff, and I look forward to talking about the company today.
Yeah, we always like to start with the people. So tell us about your background, the team that's involved in the project there as well,
Sure.
and the kind of the successes that you guys have had.
Absolutely. So I'm a geologist that has spent the last 37 years international. I've worked in South America, throughout Asia, North America as well, and found myself in Mongolia in 1997 when it first opened up to foreign explorers. And it was an eye-opener. You know, we went in there and saw some of the great belts of rocks on this planet that run through southern Mongolia, the Central Asian Orogenic Belt, and realized that there'd never been any modern exploration. So that's really what got us excited. And I was working for another company, but fast forward to the early 2000s, I had put together an investor group to support a new company, Erdene at that time, listed on the TSX. And since that time, we've been the most active regional explorer. And what we've done well is just good scientific, heads down, methodical exploration, and took the whole country and kind of filtered that down to what we felt was the best belt, and that's in southwestern Mongolia, where in 2012 we found our first deposit, but it's accelerated since then now with 4 gold deposits discovered at surface. These are shallow, high-grade deposits, and because no other geologists have walked across this before, we could still find grades that you'd have to go down half a kilometer or a kilometer for in mature districts, and here we are spoiled by those riches. But as I talked to you earlier about, it's just the start. You know, what's going to happen when we start to be aggressive with that exploration? What we're doing now is we have that initial deposit moving through construction. We expect to be in first gold in early 25, and that'll be the foundation to provide the cash flow to become more aggressive and continue that exploration.
One thing that attracted me to the company was just how open the exploration potential still is here, even though you've made several discoveries, and not just gold, but molybdenum too.
That's right.
So tell us about that.
Yeah. So, you know, when you think about our history of success here, we found these 3 deposits, but we very rapidly on discovery gone into drilling them off. So outside of that, for instance, there's 2 deposits, Bayanhundi and Dark Horse, 2.5 kilometers in between. There's never been any exploration in there. You know, we have 6 shallow holes that have confirmed the conduit for fluids along that trend. But that's just a small sort of microcosm of these 2 large areas we have with tens of kilometers of structure that needs to be explored and nothing below 150 meters. 35 kilometers to the east, we have the largest undeveloped molybdenum copper project in the Asia region. And last year we drilled around the edges of that, and in every hole we had ore grade mineralization that suggests this could be much larger. And again, coming back to nobody's ever explored here before.
Yeah, right.
You know, it seems like us, when we look at it internally, we've done a lot of exploration, but you put that in comparison with what's happened in Ecuador over the last 10 or 15 years, or you look at mature mining districts, we're really just scratching the surface. So very exciting times.
Yeah, very much so.
Yep.
One thing that made me feel comfortable investing in Mongolia was your strong relationship with the Mongolian Mining Corporation. So tell us about your relationship with MMC and how that kind of reduces the risk, really.
Absolutely. So January of 2023, we announced this alliance with MMC. Mongolian Mining Corporation is the largest private producer of coal in Mongolia, private versus state production, but they're listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange and currently are producing about $1.5 billion worth of coal annually shipped into the Chinese market. They're generating about $500 million in profit as we speak annually. So a very healthy company from an economic perspective. But as you pointed out, you know, for investors to look at investing in a foreign jurisdiction, you want to know that there are those strong partnerships with local companies. So they brought funding, but probably one of the most critical things is that relationship from the local level right up to the national level. I've known these individuals, the chairman, the CEO, for the last 15 years. They're people that I have great respect for and the best business partner we could have found in Mongolia. So relationships, the financing, they brought now 40 million in equity, and we just announced another 80 million in senior debt, so the project's fully funded. But on top of that, they are employing 2,000 miners. They're the largest earth-moving mining company in the country, so they can apply that skill set to our mine and lower
Yes.
our operating costs. They also have affiliated company through their parent company, which is the largest business conglomerate in Mongolia. They have mining construction companies that work with Rio Tinto, so they understand the international best practices. They have a transportation logistics company. They have a power supply, build grid, build power plants company. So all those things that you will need to build a new mining district, and I truly see this as a multi-mine mining district. So the partnership with them was multifaceted in terms of the benefits that they bring to this.
It really opens up the potential, yes.
Yeah.
And one reason that I recommended the stock now with the timing of it was because you are in construction, you are going to be pouring gold within a year or so. But tell us about the process leading up to that and why this could be exciting for the stock.
Sure. So, first off, we made a decision over a year ago that we've been handed an opportunity to get the cash flow rapidly and not have to look at markets for equity investment, because the dilution that we've seen in our industry has been abhorrent, really. So we made that decision, brought in the partner, and we moved forward with the initial development, which is going to average 85,000 ounces per year, beginning in the second quarter of 2025, so just over a year out. But it's extremely high grade for an open pit. It's 4 gram per ton head grade, which is probably going to make us one of the highest open pit grades of a new mine coming on stream in the next couple of years. And,
globally.
And it's great metallurgy. It's a simple process. We have 93% recovery. There's very few things that you see as obstacles in this development, which really supported moving forward quickly with it. The mine has about a 6-year mine life in terms of reserves, but we have these 3 other discoveries that are in resource, or perhaps not even in resource yet, where we're intersecting, the last drilling at our new discovery, 40 meters of 8 grams. Prior to that, at the other, it was 5 meters of 125 grams within shovel distance of surface. So just an embarrassment of riches when it comes to what else we have in the pipeline. So we're very excited about the longevity of this, and we're excited to get the cash flow so we can begin to explore these other areas that I referred to.
Exactly. And I know you can't answer this, but the potential here for how much you could be producing gold and moly, there's an enormous potential here down the road.
Yeah, we kind of have this sequence of development that we look at now. So Bayan Hyundai has that 500,000 ounces of 4 gram material, but surrounding that, there's the other 3 deposits that we continue to explore. So we have confidence of, if not extended mine life, then expansion at some point over the next few years. And we'll be doing the work as a priority to focus on that area. 16 kilometers north, the Altenar deposit is another 500,000 ounces of 2 gram material with a polymetallic element, but needs a lot of exploration because I think we could double that resource. So we'll get there in the coming years, focus on Bayan Hyundai end area, move to Altenar. But then you have Zunmat sitting over here to the east, and it will be a mine someday. And it has the potential to be a 10 to 20 million pound moly producer annually, which is running you 200 million to 500 million revenue annually. That's the size of the deposit we're looking at. A much bigger pill to swallow, but one that we can gradually get to. We're not in a rush to get that one on stream.
The net asset value of the company, when you put all this together, is substantially, significantly higher than where the stock price is currently valued.
Yeah, we're trading at $85 million market cap US today, and effectively that's what you could see as the cash flow, the Bayan Hyundai deposit value at 1 time or 2 times cash flow. Wait till we see the re-rating. You've got a base there, could see us double without any value put on these other things we just talked about. Next development, Zunmat, exploration upside. So yeah, we're in a great place for investors to have a close look at.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's Erdene Resource Development. I'm Jeff Clark of the Metals Investor Forum. It's very worth checking out. It's a stock I recommend as a buy right now. Peter, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Jeff.